Hello, hello. Welcome to the Mamapreneur podcast. I am Robin, your amazingly fabulous hostess with the mostest, and I am so grateful that you are here with us today. Today, you guys are going to be in for a treat. I am interviewing 6 amazing ladies that are part of a fabulous community that I got to meet via a summit that we most recently were all a part of. And these ladies pitched to me about wanting to come and be a part of the Mamapreneur podcast and getting their brands out there to a broader audience and getting that visibility. And so I'm just grateful for these ladies for their yes. And I can't wait to show them off because everyone is so amazing. Now, for our first guest, right off the bat, before I can get into my announcement, if you have been wanting to step up your email list game, I need you to hop on, scoot up, get your pen, get your paper ready. Our first guest is all things email list and all the things, and I can't wait for her to come on and tell you more. And then we get to have a chat and all the fun questions of it all. So that's that. So before I bring her up, wanted to give a few announcements and things before we get started. First off, make sure that you are subscribed to the Mamapreneur podcast YouTube channel. Make sure you engage with us today. This is an engaging time. So yes, Melissa and I are going to be talking and we're going to have great things to talk about. But you're watching us right now. I want you guys to make sure if you have any questions for her, post your questions in the chat. Also, let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from and your biggest takeaway from today's call. So call live and all the things. So I'm going to bring Melissa up and we're going to get this party started. We weren't going to, have you, holding on to your seats too much longer. I'm bringing her up. The fabulous Melissa is Seidman.
Seidman.
It's good. Again, I'll mess a name up, pronunciation of a name up. So first things first. Welcome, Melissa, to the Mamapreneur podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Company. Oh my gosh, I love the name right off the bat. So I remember when you were on, you had your segment at the power. I still call it Power Table, even though it's Stand Out, Sell Out. When you did your segment, I was like, that's a cool name for a company.
Thank you.
I love it. Let everyone know just a little bit about you, your brand, and kind of how you got started.
Yeah. So my name is Melissa Seidman from Not Another Email Company, and I got started with email marketing about 6 years ago. We run emails for companies large and small around the world, and we write emails, automate emails, plan emails, send emails. I live and breathe everything email marketing. I'm also a hockey mom and to 3 boys. And so I bring that hockey mom spin into everything I do. But yeah, I love everything about email marketing.
Yes. And with email marketing, I don't think a lot of people realize how important it should be, for your business. Social media is one thing, but your email list is yours. I remember the time when Facebook and Instagram went kaput for like 8 hours and people went nuts. But you still had your email list. Yes, Facebook and Instagram, that's meta. That's great. That's cute. But you can still talk to your audience. You have your audience, they're on the email list, and you're still able to talk to them, send out emails, things like that. And so I love that is your specific niche within, email marketing. So talk about kind of some trends you're seeing with some of your clients, pain points, things like that.
Yeah. So when clients come to me, they often wish they started email sooner. It's one of those things that you put off on your business, but you should be doing it as soon as you start your business. Have a welcome sequence in place. It makes a big difference. I have a client who had no welcome sequence in place, was making $2,000 a month. And now she's up to $200,000 a month in a skincare line. And she makes automated sales of $40,000 to $60,000 a month in just automated sales from her welcome sequence. So you should always have a welcome sequence in place. Make sure you're using an email service provider like Kit or Flowdesk or MailerLite or MailChimp or Kajabi, something like that. And then use a paid domain email. So that's the biggest mistakes I see people make right off the bat. They use a free Gmail account or a free Yahoo account, and that will go to spam.
Wow. Are you serious? So no Gmail?
No Gmail. Yeah, you can't use Gmail. It's got to be a paid domain email from now on. It's a change that happened in 2024. You need to have a paid domain email. So like instead of being not another email company at gmail.com, I got to be Melissa at not another email company.com.
And so for what you do, you just kind of help with the email list of it, or just the marketing of it, or automation?
We do everything. So we do automation, the tech setup. We write weekly emails for clients. Clients will come to us and we write their weekly emails for them. We automate the funnels. If they have a sales funnel or a launch funnel or Black Friday sales emails, whatever they have, we do all those emails for them. We also create landing pages and automations and tech side, and we do everything there. So I have a team of 7, so it's grown pretty big.
Wow. What are some tips for the person that may have their email list today and their stuff is falling in promotions?
Yeah.
Because of those keywords, what lands them there?
So if your emails are ending in promotions, you want to make sure you're encouraging people to reply to the emails, and then also double confirm their email. So if they double confirm, they're going to their inbox, confirming that they want to get the email, and then it lands in the inbox. You also want to encourage replies. If you encourage replies, it's going to tell Google and Yahoo that you're not spam, and you can automatically send emails that convert over to sales. So.
Gotcha. For the person who has 0 right now, they haven't even started.
Mm-hmm.
What are some key tips they can do right now to start that email list? Because they have 0.
So 0, okay, is a great place to start. Okay. Start with a lead magnet. It's basically a form where you collect their name and their email, and then all of a sudden you give them something for free, whether it's a discount code on a product or service, or if it's something free, an incentive like a freebie or an opt-in, some kind of incentive to join. They join the email list, and then you take that landing page and you promote it everywhere. You put it on your podcast, you put it on your blog, you put it on your Instagram, you put it on Threads, and you promote it all different ways. And if you do that successfully, you can get subscribers every single day. Pretty successfully if you do that. And you could always get paid ads if you want to do ads to get the email list. But again, you own your email list and you don't control the algorithm. You control the algorithm instead of letting Facebook or Instagram control the algorithm of who sees your list. You get to control that. You can decide when you send a sale. So that's why I always say an email list is so valuable.
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. I'm still learning. I feel like it's I need a tutorial. I have MailChimp. And I feel like I need a tutorial just with MailChimp alone. And because within the email list, you have all these different segments and things like that. Because I'm monitoring between 2 businesses with mine. So trying to make sure, it's going to the audience for the other, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of having like the different segments within your email list and things like that.
Yeah. So with every email list, the more targeted your emails are, the more likely they are to be opened. So the reality is, if you can segment your list to be different, smaller groups, instead of sending one mass email to everybody on your list, you're more likely to get more opens, more clicks, and more sales. So if you can segment your group into different niches that you have within your business, and then tailor your offer to each segment, you're more likely to get more sales and more likely to get more rapport and more sales. So I always recommend sending emails in smaller batches to segments rather than a whole weekly email to everybody on your list.
That's good. And then you mentioned the text piece of it. Talk more about that. How does that work? Is it kind of similar to how you would kind of set up, schedule or whatever within your email list? What does that look like for the text marketing?
Text marketing. Yeah. So if you do text marketing, you can send text messages with your email provider saying, here's a podcast to check out, or here's a blog post to check out, or here's a product we're offering for sale. So you can do text message marketing with some email providers. And it's really great because you're landing right on someone's phone. They're immediately about to open it. It is more expensive marketing channel to do than email, but you can do it and it's instant. Whereas you think about like the first thing you check, I always say the first thing you check in the morning and the last thing you check at night is often your email list. So you can use that for like larger things, but then text messages more immediate. Get this now, check this out, join the podcast, join the YouTube channel, whatever you want to do.
Love that. What are some different types of topics that people should add in their email list as far as when they're reaching out, where it doesn't always come across, bye?
I would not be afraid to pretend you're the neighbor next door to your email list. So pretend you are like the best friend next door and write to them like they are your best friends. Show your personality, show what you're doing for fun, show what you're doing for your business, show what you're doing with your family. Like be the friend next door. And if you can write to them like you're writing to your neighbor, then all of a sudden they're going to connect with you. They connect with you. They're going to have rapport. They're going to buy from you. And it does take time with email lists. I often say it takes strategic amount of time, 90 to 120 days to see real growth with an email list.
Yeah.
It does take time. It's not something you just do all of a sudden, but the sooner you get subscribers, let's say you start with brand new email list and you have 5 subscribers, send the email to them. They don't know if they're 5 people or 200,000 people on your list, but the sooner you send emails, the more connected they'll be to you.
Absolutely. What's something when it comes to email lists and email marketing that entrepreneurs are overthinking? They're overthinking. They're making it more complicated than what it should be.
Yeah, I see so many business owners that are just so afraid to send the email. I often say rip the Band-Aid off and just send the email. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can have an oops, like it's okay to have a mistake. Just send the email. They will notice if you don't send emails and you only send emails during sales, you're going to get a huge amount of unsubscribes. But the reality is, my biggest takeaway is that I would basically send the email and don't be afraid to send it.
Love that. Love that. All right. So I like to play a game with my guests sometimes, this or that kind of game. Sure. And I just want to get your view on certain things. So you ready?
Yeah.
Followers or email subscribers?
Definitely email subscribers, without a doubt. You knew that was coming.
I knew I was coming at the mention. SEO or paid ads?
SEO, because it's long-term and it's organic and you can get subscribers.
Organic traffic, paid traffic?
Organic traffic until you realize you've exhausted that engine. So organic traffic is always better, I think.
Okay. Viral content, consistent content?
I believe strongly in consistent content, consistent emails, consistent SEO, consistent blog posts, consistent business strategies.
Google or Instagram?
Google. I like Google.
You like? Yeah. I love it. She's like, Google for me here. We'll take Google. Google, please. Google me, please. Love it. Love it. I always love to do like a fun, like this or that. Another way, to pick your brain a little bit along the way, since, that's your realm. So can email marketing really help a personal brand become the go-to expert?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Because you're landing in the top of someone's inbox the moment they wake up, the moment they go to bed. You decide when you send an email. You decide and control how often you send an email, when you send an email, what you send an email. You can make it as personal as you want to make it. And the more rapport and more connections they have, the better it is. So.
Absolutely. What is next for Not Another Email Company?
Yeah, I just launched a podcast called Not Another Email, which I'm very excited about. And it launched in August. So if you want to check it out, you're welcome to check it out. Pretty exciting about it. About it.
So tell us, are you going to be interviewing guests? Is it just going to be you? What is it? What are we doing?
Yeah, so it's me and I've been interviewing guests. I already had a guest from Kit, the Kit email provider, which was pretty awesome. She was a guest on there, talking about email deliverability, but it's all about email. And the reality is there's a lot of guests that are coming on that are going to talk about their business with how they use email to their advantage. So I had a guest. One of my guests was actually a client of mine. I had her as a client on the podcast, which was really exciting. And
that's great.
Yeah, so it was pretty neat.
What kind of guest are you looking for? Hey, podcaster to podcaster, I'm asking. So if anyone's watching, they can, maybe interested to learn more.
Yeah. I'm always looking for guests that can connect with email If you had something that works with email, like I have a digital organization strategist coming on. I have who's going to talk about organization with email. I have someone who's talking about Canva with email, like all kinds of different experts from different perspectives, which is pretty neat.
That's amazing. Canva's fun. Canva, you can do all the things.
Yeah.
On Canva, you're talking about Kit. I said I'm going to go and look into Kit. I got to sit in on the session that she did with Taylor.
I love Kit. We use 11 email providers here at Not Another Email Company, 11 of them. And my least favorite one is MailChimp, which is actually really
interesting. Of course it is.
Yeah. It's the hardest to learn. It's the hardest to figure out for most people. And we use it. We're pros at it. But my favorite is Kit because I use Kit for my own business and I love it. But
and you can see how we can work that out just to kind of migrate that over. So I listened. I enjoyed Taylor's spiel with her. But I said, I want to go back and kind of sit through that just with Kit and just see how we can,
There's so much advanced features with it you can take advantage of that people don't realize. And once you get the advanced features, you can make more money while you're sleeping or going for a walk or enjoying your life and let email do the work on the back end.
I love that. I love that. Tell everyone how they can follow you and learn more about Not Another Email Company. And
you can follow me at Not Another Email Company on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Threads. I'm on Threads too, or my podcast, Not Another Email.
Love it, love it, love it. And the podcast is played where?
Spotify and Apple. Yeah.
Okay.
And YouTube.
Amazing, amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you, Melissa, so much for being on today's show. I just love what you're doing. Hey, anything email list. I am here for it. So thank you, Melissa. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Quick announcements before we hop off. So if you are a woman-owned business, doesn't matter where you are in the world, and you're looking to get a little bit more exposure and visibility for your brand like Melissa is today, the Mamapreneur podcast is now accepting guest spots where I promote your brand for you and interview you and show you off to the world, just like Melissa today. And so if you have questions, I'll post my link in the chat for you to book time with me to learn more how you can be a guest on the podcast. I need you guys to stick around. I have another amazing entrepreneur that I'm going to promote. So stick around on YouTube and we'll see you soon. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks so much.